So I just picked up the MSI Titanium GeForce GTX 1070 Ti. And right now, the current state of the prices of the graphics cards is kind of ridiculous to go pick up a graphics card right now. And eventually the prices are gonna drop once the whole cryptocurrency thing goes through, and I think there are going to be a bunch of new GPUs down the pipeline. It's kind of like a bad time to be picking up a graphics card right now. And despite that, I went ahead and picked up the GTX 1070 Ti. The main reason why I picked up a new GPU, or why I decided that this would be a good purchase at this moment, was because I needed to upgrade the current GPU I have in there, because I'm going to be using that GPU on a different build. So the RX 580, basically all my old parts, I'm going to be setting it up in a separate build, and that build's going to go to my brother. So for me to do that, I'd have to purchase a GPU, so that way we both have functioning. Basically, he's gonna have like my old rig, since I've been basically replacing all the parts that are currently in use. So I've actually never seen these titanium cards, but this looks pretty cool. It's got this little cardboard shroud. Okay, so I'm guessing this contains some drivers, some stickers, some sort of. How does this open up? I'm sorry, I can't. Terrible at unboxing. Yeah, I guess right. It was the packet. So we got a little easy start guide, a bunch of stickers here that I'd never use. Disk drive. Yeah, all this stuff that I really won't be using. So let's put this stuff aside first. It's funny, I was not trying to get an MSI card, but this is going to be the second MSI card I got. That RX 580 that's in there, it's that's an MSI card. So I mean, I think this would fit well with the build, the whole thing. And then the card itself. That actually looks pretty badass. Let's see. Damn, that thing is huge. That back plate is so nice. It's a beefy card. This thing's pretty heavy. This looks like their old school twin Frozer design, so stay hard, stay silent. Zero Frozer. Let me peel this off the fan. That's a substantial card. And the back plate right there, it's got these little protective plugs. MSI does a really good job. I mean, the whole aesthetic, this shroud, this plastic shroud's not really my thing, but it's a pretty cool card. You know, PCB's matte black. Yeah, so we're gonna install this guy. So I'm gonna shut down, before I shut down the rig, I'm gonna get those drivers ready just so this guy's ready to go. Damn, this thing is huge. Huge. It's a good looking card though, I gotta say. That backplate really makes it. Hope there's no GPU sag. Yeah, I'm liking this a lot. So I'll come back installing this and comparing the benchmarks from this guy to the RX 480 that's in there. Cool. Alright, so this is the MSI RX 580 4GB card that I was using that came with my pre-built machine. As you can see, there's a significant size difference. Just the old card is just being dwarfed by this huge 1070 Ti. The heatsink and everything, that's just a much more substantial card. But they kind of share this pretty similar design languages. Yeah. Yeah, let me try that again. So you can see there's a huge size difference. This guy takes a 6-pin and an 8-pin. This was just taking a single 8-pin. So yeah, the power requirements on this one are going to be much more substantial. So RX 580, very decent card. I was able to play all my games, no problem. With this new card, we'll see what kind of frames I'd be getting. I'm going to run the Unigine Heaven benchmark to compare it to this one, because I did the benchmark with this card. If you want to see that video, go click. It'll be linked down in the description below. You can watch my previous video where I do a little benchmark with Unigine Heaven, and I'll be trying this card out and see how it works. This one does have the little plugs as well, but they're red. This one's all blacked out. This just looks really badass, and it's just really heavy, this card. Damn. So I hope it doesn't bend or anything like that, but the PCI Express slot I have has that metal plating thing from MSI, so yeah, this should be good. So I finally have the card up and running, and it's beautiful. Man, this card is a really good looking card. I'm starting to get more accustomed to the look. I mean, I still prefer the more stock looking cards like the Founders Edition or the like the Vega design, those air blower coolers, but yeah, it's just a really hefty card. That backplate looks really cool. I'm just not a super big fan of the gamer-esque dragon stuff, but I guess with this whole setup, it kind of works out, you know. Yeah, the card's really quiet. As you can see right now, the fans are not even spinning, obviously because I'm not playing any games yet, but I'm going to do some overclocking, test out the performance, compare this over to the RX 580. Yeah, I had to run a set of a PCI Express cable, so a little more power hungry than the RX 580 I had, and I had to do like some adjustments to my cable management back here, but yeah, everything looks good now. I'm gonna shut it down and just close the PC up, and I'll do some tests. Sweet. So I ran into a little issue here. If you have the Fantex P400, you guys know it has this sort of back plate that kind of locks it in for your PCI Express thumb screws. I think that's just to secure the components in the cards that you have in there. I honestly don't know what the whole purpose of this thing is. That's what I'm assuming it is, just for more structural integrity. But I can't slide it back in because there's no clearance for the card. The card's too big. So, just, yeah. So I'm going to try to just remove this for now and then see if I can put it in, and then, yeah, we'll see. I was able to get it back installed. I had to slide it in real quick before I put the GPU in. Problem with that is it's not flush, as you can see there, but I mean, it works. That's what matters. So we're gonna boot this thing up, and now we can start running some tests. So I'm back and I'm done with the install, done with all the updates with the drivers and all that jazz. I ran 3D Mark Time Spy, and I got a pretty decent bump in my score. Yeah. So I used to be right below the 4K gaming rig. I had like a score of 4,000. Now I'm up here. So that's really awesome. I'm really happy with this upgrade. This has really become a really good gaming PC and video editing rig. Yeah, the card is super quiet, even under load. Right now the fans are not even spinning, so that's really cool. Yeah, I'm really happy the way this build turned out. 1070 Ti, I'm probably going to do some overclocking and get even better frames. Get it to the point where it's performing like the 1080. So right now, if you're on the fence of purchasing a graphics card, I suggest taking a look at the 1070 Ti. If that's something that you guys are interested in looking at. If you guys want to get a card that's got a decent price, if you can look for a deal for it, if you get a deal, it's a really good card. Definitely recommend that card compared to getting something like a RX Vega 56 or 64. I really wanted to do an all AMD build with this guy because I have a FreeSync monitor and all that. But yeah, with this kind of performance and for the price I was able to get it at, especially right now where all the graphics cards are really expensive, I think it's still a good value. So if you overclock, I think if I overclock this a little bit, I'm pretty much going to get the same performance as a 1080. So yeah, I'm going to be doing some overclocking, testing that out, and play some games. So thanks again for watching. This has been Mac for B4YB, and you guys have an awesome one.